Hello, and welcome back to another video. If you're looking for recommendations on what manhwa to read, then here are some that I've read recently that might be of interest. Manhwa titles are timestamped in the video for your convenience. Our first manhwa for today is I'll Raise You Well in This Life, Your Majesty, a regression manhwa that I've currently read up to chapter 109 on. Its main character is Elisa, a mage that was coveted by the Emperor but was quickly dismissed once it was found out that she lost her powers after giving birth to her son, Leon. Due to this betrayal and never fully recovering, Elisa spends her whole life and being into making Leon the Emperor, even though Leon wanted nothing to do with the throne but instead just wanted a mother. Years later, once Elisa's dream was made a reality, in which she made a contract with a fire spirit Ignis, things took a sharp turn as Leon refused to live in a world where he was forced to be the emperor by his mother's hand. Somehow given a second chance though, she returns to the past when Leon was still a child, and this time, instead of forcing her ideals onto him, she chooses to love him and give him the freedom he so desired and deserved. The story is 8 out of 10. Roadblocks, however, will be in the way, and Elisa lost the fire spirit and her abilities when living through this second life. Overall, this is a story about Elisa's growth as a mother, a parent, and overall better person to watch out for things that will endanger her family. She swears to be the better person and protect those she cares about as long as she has the power to do so. Weirdly enough, this second life she controls the water spirit, Undine. The characters are 7 out of 10. As noted, this manhwa is mostly about Elisa's growth, but she isn't the only one that has a focus. Both Leon and the Crown Prince of the Empire are given some spotlight, and their growth as characters is also very intriguing. Even the young Leon, ever cute that he is able to discern the situation and decide for himself if/when situations are scary. The art is 8 out of 10. From its cute spirit renditions, its beautiful backgrounds, and displays of Elisa's control over her elemental spirit, this manhwa provides an art style that conveys Elisa's awkward yet sincere approach to loving her son in the second life. Are you looking for a regression manhwa that has the main character regret her actions enough to grow as a person overall, while having some action and political intrigue on the side? Then I'll Raise You Well in This Life, Your Majesty would be a good fit for you. This next manhwa is Muscle Joseon, a reincarnation manhwa that I've currently read up to chapter 57 on. Its protagonist is Choi Young-jik, a personal trainer who majored in food and nutrition and is quite the advocate of having a healthy body and active lifestyle. One sudden day though, he wakes up in the body of Prince Soo-yang, the second son of the great King Sejong of Korea. For those who are uninitiated in historical Korea, this time period would be in the 15th century or 1400s. Waking up in this new body, Young-jik, now Prince Soo-yang, looks to rewrite the known facts of historical Korea and lead them in the way of exercise and having a healthy body. The story is 9 out of 10. It is known that King Sejong had health issues in his life, and diet was potentially one culprit of it. Muscle Joseon takes this precedent and tries to spin it on its head a bit and provide a potential alternate history to it by having Prince Soo-yang now try and take care of the country by introducing an assortment of different modern training equipment to quote-unquote help the country. The antics that Prince Soo-yang gets through is both comical but also touching. The characters are 8 out of 10. Considering their historical significance, details of the time of King Sejong are documented but not concrete, and so there is some space in which a story can insert itself. The reputation of Prince Soo-yang after King Sejong's passing is just one of them, and this story serves to usurp those conventions and have a warmer family atmosphere mixed with intense outside influences. How will everyone from history in this alternate time period, though, react to the changes? The art is 7 out of 10. To put it simply, the focus is very much on the muscular aspect considering the title. The manhwa depicts it quite well and how potentially strenuous it is to engage in such activities, and there are actual benefits to such things. But will it be able to present more than just this? So if you're looking for a reincarnation manhwa that looks to alter history as we know it, specifically in the case of historical Korea, or are curious about how historical figures may react to modern day workouts, then give Muscle Joseon a try. Our next manhwa is Peaceful Camping Life in Another World, a modern manhwa that I've currently read up to chapter 26 on. Lee Gang-hyun is the name of its main character. A star chef originally from the big city in Korea, he lost his sense of taste and so he retreated to the countryside to his grandfather's rural home. He coincidentally ends up discovering a portal to another world that he can actually go to and fro from. Meeting a little creature similar to a white dog, Gang-hyun slowly acclimates himself to his new surroundings and maybe, just maybe, this is exactly what he needed to be on the path of recovery. But what's in store for him in the other world? It must be inhabited by other beings, right? The potential is 8 out of 10. With space to grow in multiple genres, this manhwa provides a more quiet and reserved premise that allows the reader to empathize with Gang-hyun's situation. It's clearly not ideal for someone whose job it is to cook to not be able to taste what he cooks, albeit even if it is delicious either way. On the other hand, will the inhabitants of the other world have an effect on Gang-hyun, and will the trajectory of this manhwa prove to be more action-esque in nature? I'm curious to see what it has in store. The art is 7 out of 10. The getaway and healing process that Gang-hyun is going through is illustrated well. It offers a relaxing vibe that is evident when reading it. Although, as I foreshadowed earlier, there is room here for things to change, but for right now, my rating is solely based on this chill aspect that the manhwa gives off. So if you're looking for a relaxing time reading a manhwa about someone who he himself needs a healing and relaxing time, then peaceful camping life in another world would be good to keep your eye on. This next manhwa is The Academy is Ruined, a fantasy manhwa that I've currently read up to chapter 12 on. The story revolves around Amon Drake, an individual from the Drake family which hails from a unique countryside village. Amon makes his way towards the capital to become a teacher at a supposed prestigious academy. Of course, I say supposed because he finds out that the academy is pretty much ruined as he arrives. A quick assessment of the situation is that there are only 2 students, the headmaster is a compulsive gambler and does not know how to manage finances, and the rest of the teachers are crazy, albeit potentially gifted. What will Drake do now? Will he run away or will he try to revive this rundown school? The potential is 7 out of 10. With its foundation set, The Academy is Ruined has multiple directions it could go, from the comedic "I'm doomed" teacher attitude to the "let's overcome this challenge" and a whole assortment of potential direction. It has a lot of material it could work with. On the other hand, if it doesn't find its own unique identity suit enough, it could lose its luster quite quickly. The art is 7 out of 10. The initial chapters I've read so far showcase quite the amount of comedic frustrations that Amon is having to go through just by being introduced to the people that are part of this academy. After this is when it's able to show some more character illustrations that may prove well in other genres the manhwa dips into further in the story. An overall interesting start that has me peaked on where it might go. If you're wanting to follow along what seems to be a fantasy teacher storyline from its initial inception to what it has to show, then The Academy is Ruined should interest you. Welcome to the highlight portion of today's video as we look at how one of the manhwas mentioned in a previous video is doing as I've continued reading it. Slight spoiler warning as we will be discussing the events in the manhwa since my previous opinion. Today's highlight is Becoming a Magic School Mage, which I previously noted as Life of a Magic Academy Mage and I've read currently up to chapter 108 on. Info card and description will have links to my original opinion. Since we last took a look at Lee Han's life, he has not made any meaningful progress in trying to escape the school other than a potential exit ticket that was from the headmaster's task. One note in particular though is that pretty much all of the professors have been interested in Lee Han's potential, and his current life very much echoes his past life of being a graduate student with just some magic sprinkled in instead. This clearly enhances Lee Han's magical abilities as he ends up being talented in the fields that he joins. Or it's very much his learning and adapting style that he had from his previous life. Either way, Lee Han is proving to have an eventful school life so far. My previous scores for Becoming a Magic School Mage were 5 out of 10 for story and 7 out of 10 for both characters and art. The story still stays at 5 out of 10 as there hasn't been any development on escaping from the school as I would have liked. Clearly Lee Han is meant to learn the skills needed and probably graduate first, but the pacing is slow but enjoyable if you enjoy the school life aspects of manhwas. I will note that especially now, the Harry Potter-esque vibes are here, but just in a more fantasy version. The characters go up 1 point to 8 out of 10, as the different professors and students have their own quirks and fun personalities that make the school feel very alive, and some of the professors even are quite interesting on their own right. The art also goes up 1 point to 8 out of 10, as we now privy to a crazy amount of magical power that Lee Han possesses, and how odd but welcome it is that he's learning from a wide range of teachers. Even the headmaster is interested. Clearly his learning from being a graduate student is paying off in both good and bad ways. Becoming a magic school mage is a manhwa that I recommend to those that enjoy school life stories, and this fact hasn't changed but instead increased more. As Lee Han tries to hatch more plans, will he truly be able to escape the school life that he has been accustomed to for 2 lifetimes now? Would you agree or would you not? Comment down below your opinions on becoming a magic school mage. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Write in the comment section down below what manhwa you've been reading and I might just take a look. Till next time though, have a good read.